Happy February, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Joanna the Medium. These are going to be readings for February 2018. They are general readings, so I tap into various aspects. What I focused on the most was to give you information that will ultimately help you become a stronger individual that is able to create your abundance, your joy, and your happiness. So I always have that in mind, and Spirit will always give me information that will help you understand yourself on a much deeper level, and also help you understand where you're going and what it is that you might do in order to help you accomplish certain goals. The energy of the eclipse of January 31st came into play in these readings, and I actually talk about that extensively on the last radio show, which I have posted, and I think the link is down below for you, where I do readings and conversation with Amma, and in a second hour we talk about how the January 31st eclipse affects us personally and also globally. And I actually channeled some messages from Spirit about this eclipse, which I'm not an astrologer, and I'm confirm it, so that was actually quite neat for me. So if you want to listen to it, do so. That link is down below, and because that energy will definitely affect you for the next 6 months, and I saw the effects of it in all the readings, including the relationship readings. So many things are leaving because we are being prepared for something bigger, for something new, for something more exciting. So you might have noticed the shift of energy the last few weeks. I certainly have, which is why these videos are late, but they will also keep these energies, the shifts will transpire throughout the next 6 months or so, I've been told. These are general readings, so they may not make sense to you right away. They almost never make sense to you at the beginning, so please listen to them at the end. Also, the love readings, which I go into detail about relationships of any sort. If you would like to have that for the entire 2018, that link is down below for you, so go ahead and go there. And I think that's all I have. I want to wish you wonderful Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. If you don't, I wish you wonderful February regardless. And without further ado, of course, if you would like a private session, that information is down below. But without further ado, let's start off with your general February readings. And of course, listen to your rising sign and your moon sign, because they will often add way more information than the sun sign reading. So without further ado, let's move on to readings. Hello, beautiful Taurians. This is going to be your reading for February 2018. Let me start off with channeled information first. What I was seeing first and foremost, I was seeing the symbol for the world, which is telling me that many of you will be feeling like you are completing an end of a cycle. The world to me signifies completion. I think that is the general meaning of it too. It does also represent going around the world. So you've been there, done that. It also represents to me travel. So for some of you, you will be traveling in a month of February. You may have already traveled in January, or you already knew in January that you will be traveling. But for most of you, this to me represents a massive end of a cycle, a closure, a completion, and ending of being a certain way, particularly where matters of finances and love is concerned, and that's actually addressed in the love relationship readings. So that is what I'm being shown. The other thing I'm being shown is the number 21, but 21 is the world, so that makes perfect sense to me. Adding those two numbers together does represent number 3, which is also the number or symbol to me for expansion. So it feels to me like February, and I want to say first half of February, I hear the words lift off. So many of you will feel energetically like you are starting to lift off from the ground, and you have been grounded for quite some time. And what I mean by this is you felt that you were still and you were unable to move, or you felt anchored or stuck. So it seems like some of you will have a liftoff effect. And for some of you, this will represent, what am I seeing here? starting new, physically starting something new. So either starting a brand new relationship, but I am seeing this more on a formal level. So this could represent jobs, careers, contracts. It may also represent, what am I seeing? Collaborations, big projects, and I am seeing a sign of victory with this. So the number 6 is also being shown to me, and there's quite a few 6s here, which is all about balance, nurture. It is the yin and yang. It is the lover's card. It's also about choices and decisions, but it feels to me like many of you will feel much more balanced than you have in the last several months. And I want to go as far as 8 months, or to the month of 8, or to the 8th month, which is the month of August. Many of you will be either working on or feeling like you need to simplify your life. And this isn't only about the physical clutter, it is also about, and probably more so, emotional clutter than anything else. Many of you are basically cleaning house, but that's what happens when we are at a completion. Okay, the number 21 is being shown to me over and over and over. So though it is the world card number, see if 21 means something to you specifically, because it's being shown to me aside from what it traditionally means. When I look at all the numbers together, the numbers that are being represented to me, again, the big theme here is that your foundation as you know it is changing, is ending, is going through a reforming or restructuring. There isn't anything bad in this. It's actually quite substantial. But what it does mean is that many of you are choosing, and you have been doing this for a while, this is emotionally speaking, you are choosing to unanchor yourself, unstuck yourself, or detach yourself from the aspects of you that have been blocking your success. So this is, a lot of it will be emotions and thoughts. Intellect. Let me just see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm being shown that many of you have been working really, really, really hard to balance things out, whether it is things in a relationship or things within you or things in your work or everything. It feels like, I want to say 75% of those of you who are listening will resonate with this. And many of you will say that you've had a really hard time over the last few months and weeks. 10, yes, he showed me the number 10. That is definitely completion. So let's go with cards and see what we have. When I asked about the overall energy for the month of February, you got 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and I asked for clarification card, and you got 2 of Wands. So what this is showing me is that many of you are recovering from either financial lack of success, or I want to say relationship lack of success, or lack of success in general. It feels for many of you this will be a fiery energy, which is about passion and relationships. So I want to say this will be work for many of you. For some of you, this will be a relationship matter. And what I'm being shown here is that many of you have been bored, dissatisfied, less than satisfied, not really there, not really digging it, and you are looking at choices. Now, these choices aren't necessarily you leaving something behind. It could also be how you look at things. So it feels to me like in February, there is not so much decision making, but you are looking at different avenues or different routes to take in order for you to accomplish being more successful, being more driven, being more creative, whatever it may mean. It feels like many of you have been stuck, and I'm seeing this like in a little crate, and you are looking at making choices or moving in a slightly different direction. The other thing is that many of you will be contemplating, which direction do I go? And again, this doesn't mean that there's anything ending necessarily. It just means that many of you are contemplating of trying to do things differently for yourself, which will then obviously trickle into any relationship. When I asked what you are leaving behind, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and you also have the Page of Coins. Okay, so these two individually represent new job opportunities, manifestation. This is a card of extreme worry, isolation, and hopelessness. So this is what you are leaving behind. For some of you, this is going to be fears around a child or grandchild. And for some of you, this is fears around your job. And I'm saying job because it feels to me much more physically oriented. It could be a relationship as well. Why do I hear uncle? Maybe some of you have been dealing with an uncle. Okay, so see what that means to you, because that completely just flew out of the blue. Point is, you are leaving this behind. And if you had any worries about a younger person in your life, or about opportunities, job, finances, or anything, or relationship, or anything that made you feel like you didn't have a chance, you are leaving this behind. I asked for clarification why these cards showed up. You have Ace of Swords in reverse and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this is telling me that there has been some delay to a success. And I want to say again, financial success, because it's showing me here is that there is a lack of long-term vision. Now, I'm saying the word finances and career, but I'm also hearing the word relationship. So some of you are rediscovering yourself in a current relationship, or some of you are re-evaluating what it is that you want to do moving forward pertaining to finances, work, career. So it does cover both elements. Let me just see if there's anything else. Some of you have been doing things a certain way for quite some time, and you are choosing to do things differently. So whether it is because you're choosing to move on from what you've been doing or who you've been doing it with, or you are choosing just to find a different tactic, practice, way of relating that will help you move forward. And I feel that there's a lot of stagnation in the past. Many of you, yes, finances too, but that's what you're leaving behind. Now, what is in front of you is fantastic because you have the Star. So this is all about hope, renewal, creativity, flow, abundance. You can see this card is very well illuminating, and it's very light. There's a lot of intuition with it, a lot of psychic awareness, spirituality. So this is what you can expect to feel like in the month of February. Now, when I asked, why did this card show up? You have the Six of Wands in reverse. So this is telling me that in the last little while, you have been feeling stuck. For some of you, you have been feeling stuck in a relationship in the past. You have been feeling stuck at work. You felt lack of success. You didn't get the success you feel you deserved. Point is, because this guy is actually facing the other cards that I saw, the lack of success is in the past, and it's showing me that there's a renewal with this. So for those of you who have been struggling with work, career, particularly where to take yourself in the next phase of your career or work, or how you want to expand on your skills, on your gifts, it feels like the month of February is going to be very inspirational for you. Excuse me. For those of you who had struggles in relationship, in a current relationship, it seems again there is going to be a renewal. And from what I remember, the relationship reading for 2018 goes into depth as to what it is that you guys are working on, or we, because I'm a Taurus too, and there's a lot of connection around emotions, withdrawing, and so it definitely pointed to you working on something when it comes to relationships. So point is, if you have been unhappy, unsuccessful, or feeling like there was lack of oomph in your relationship, for some of you, not for all of you, it feels like there's going to be a sense of renewal with this, which is fantastic. I hear the word spring chicken. So some of you will feel like a spring chicken, bouncing your step, feeling like you're on cloud nine. So this could very well also represent finding something new, perhaps meeting something new. I don't get that for most of you. This would be for some of you. Perhaps you're going to be landing a new job or a career or a new residence. I just heard the word residence, whatever that means to you. Point is, it can cover any area, also health. But it seems like things are turning around for you. And I hear the words finally. I'm a Taurus, so a lot of these readings don't resonate with me until the end of the month as well, just like you. And I've been listening to them, and yeah, we have been on hold for quite some time. So it's great to see this happening. Now, what is to come? Two cards came up, King of Coins in reverse and the Magician. When I asked, why is this guy popping up, I got Magician. So what I hear the word finances. Now, obviously, King of Coins would represent finances. This is you. We are the earth energy. Finances are earth energy. It's shown to me as a male. It doesn't have to be a male. So there's a couple of things here. You may be dealing with somebody who is controlling or manipulative, specifically when it comes to money, okay? Controlling in any aspect. Or the other thing is, and it could be male or female, the other thing is that for those of you who felt controlled, for those of you who felt like you were stuck, I feel the word controlled, or for those of you who were holding on to money because, well, there was not enough, and looks like some of you may have lost a job or something. There's a brand new beginning. Now, what is a magician? Magician is the guy who has all the tools to his disposal to create whatever he wants. Now, they talked about the number 10, which is completion. In the tarot, 10 is the last number, and we start again with 0 and then 1. So at the end of the, do I say at the end of the month? No, I want to say this is more March-ish, because this is representing what's to come. I would say, okay, do we have 28 days this February? Because I'm seeing February 28. So let me just see. Yeah, we do, actually, good. I'm seeing the number 28. So I wouldn't be surprised if by February 28th, you are going to have a brand new beginning of some sort. But for most of you, I feel this is pushing towards March. Now, I'm being drawn to this King of Coins. Okay, I'm hearing the word future employment. For those of you who will be starting a new job, you may be dealing with somebody who is a little bit controlling, okay? This is someone that I would feel represent a boss. So be mindful of that. That's what I got. So this is going to be obviously not for most of you. It's going to be for very few of you, but that is something there. So if you are starting something new, pay attention to your spidey senses, pay attention to your intuition, because your intuition is always correct. Sometimes our interpretation of it is not, but our intuition is always correct. Okay, why are we talking about this guy or this woman? Okay, for those of you who will be starting a new job, you may be dissatisfied with what you are being offered. Alternatively, if you are vying for something new, it would be a good idea for you to consider other options, but also reconsider. What are they reconsidering? Okay, for those of you who have to sign a contract, something about reconsidering because of the options of your agreement. Now, this is very specific, so it's going to be not for many of you. But there's something about a contract or an agreement that you want to look at. This could also be a prenuptial agreement, because there's something about finances here, and there's some kind of dissatisfaction. Point is, there's a brand new beginning. Either you're going to manifest something, or you're going to start a project. You're going to land a brand new job. whatever it is, this is a card of manifestation. I also hear the words, use your tools and your words wisely. Why is this being said? Okay, so apparently some of you, some of us, have a tendency to battle with people about things that don't matter. What they're showing me here is watch your thoughts, watch your words. There might be a tendency towards blurping things out. I want to say at the end of February, something to do with a job. And I hear the word Aries. So you might be dealing with Aries, or you might be dealing with somebody who is peeing you off. And that's a very specific message. Is there anything else? What is it that I'm seeing? Okay. Some of you, I feel, are going to be presented with something, whether it's a contract, whether it's an agreement, whatever it is. I see you pushing it away and you are walking away. So if you are going to be faced with a situation where you are being presented a contract, an agreement, whatever, and you are excited, but then you look at it and it's like, ugh, and you're not getting anything more, listen to your intuition, because what I feel here is, for those of you who this might happen, it's going to be very few, I feel like there is something just around the corner. So the message here is, don't settle. Now, obviously, your situation will warrant you to look at what's going on and decide accordingly. So, but there's a clear message here. You are changing the way you do things. And if for some of you, you have been holding on to possessions, holding on to money because you didn't have enough, you didn't feel successful. This could also be relationships. It feels to me like there's an opportunity here for you to do something different so that you are able to release some of the worries you have had in the past, be it work, be it relationship, be it health. But I feel many of you have been holding onto money really tightly, or holding onto or controlling. Many of you are letting that go. And I think because there is some choices and decisions on looking at doing things in a new way. Okay, apple is being shown to me. What is nutrition? Okay, for some of you, please pay attention to your nutrition, because apparently your digestive system has been acting out. And I'm hearing the word probiotic. Okay, so please research this. And for some of you, I'm seeing you have to check your eyes, or your eyesight is bugging you, whatever it is. Get your eyes checked if you are not seeing as well as you used to, because that's being brought up. And also that may cause you to have headaches. And I think that's all I have. And then I'm seeing the number 18. So whatever 18 means to you, I don't know. Hopefully it means something to you. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for liking. If you would like to comment down below, I would love to read it. I always do. For personal sessions, that information is down below for you. I would be honored, and I look forward to seeing you on my next videos. Thank you so much again. And of course, if you want the relationship readings, that information is down below too. Thank you so much. Take care.